Hey dudes, it's me, Soos from Gravity Falls. Octoa, spit on that thing.
How's it going, everybody? The screams of the tortured souls here. So yes, I'm making another update video on Shadow Raven Studios. I know, it's pretty crazy, but of course, it's not just going to be about Shadow Raven Studios here, because I have at least one update from a certain individual that I brought up back in the second episode of the second season, if you will. The Sneedclave Anonymous guy I have some updates on. Even though I already did an entire livestream going over the DM conversation, I feel like at least going over some of the highlights around here. Now, of course, this video was originally going to be me also going over the DM conversations that my friend Domino ended up having with Shadow Raven, but I think I'd rather leave that to the actual head of that operation, which is of course Domino themselves, so I'll leave a link to their video in the description below if you want the actual in-depth explanation as to what happened behind there and what was revealed. But this is mainly going to be about the Sneedclave Anonymous individual, who apparently is unbelievably stupid, and is also extremely confident that apparently, you know, people just won't believe me for whatever reason. He has an insane ego, as we'll actually get into this. It's genuinely fucking insane. But, the main highlights here, of course, the start, where he basically sends me a massive wall of fucking text. A wall of text so massive that I couldn't even fit it into one screenshot, mind you, so there's that. Then, of course, there's the entire thing of me bringing up the fact that he apparently thinks that I'm alt-right, despite the fact that I, you know, am not. Like, my audience is very pro-trans, I myself am very pro-trans. Like, if I was alt-right, then I wouldn't be fruitier than the fucking produce section, but of course this man will just believe anything because, well, according to him, his anonymous source tells him, and also according to him, whenever he's asked for evidence by me directly, he just says that he doesn't need to show anything to me. Yeah, it's about as dumb as it sounds. On top of that, too, there's also the entire thing where he apparently thinks that me apparently having a verification system in my server is apparently homophobic because I wouldn't let in some random motherfucker into the server for whatever reason. Or I guess I just didn't let them in immediately and they never bothered to actually contact me asking me why they weren't let in. I don't even know what this man's logic really is. It's genuinely bizarre, to put it very simply. There was also this one particular point where he apparently thinks that Ashfall Dude is a fake Fallout fan because he wouldn't add the Enclave into Fallout Ashfall for whatever reason. Despite the fact, and not even I really knew about this until Ashfall Dude himself actually brought this up to me, but the fucking Enclave got nuked in the second game, so there's really no reason for it to even exist in Ashfall, let alone even New Vegas, which is probably why it doesn't even exist in fucking New Vegas. But then, of course, I start grilling him on the fact that he thinks that SRS is apparently some sort of LGBT left-wing ally, and, you know, he apparently thinks that he's left-wing and a LGBTQ ally, all because apparently SRS was just nice to him, I guess. Which is just absolutely fucking stupid. So then I send him the clip of that one No Man's Sky livestream where, well, SRS was brought on for the first debate in which he just outright called me the F-slur.
You're a bitch. Faggot.
Meanwhile, oh, there we go, there's the slurs, there's the slurs! In which apparently he had two very different defenses. The first one was that apparently it was AI generated, which it wasn't, and the second one was apparently that it was staged. And apparently this is something that was told to him by the Ashfall devs, which I assume are also part of this Confederation as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Confederation is also telling him this information, so there you go. I just found that to be pretty interesting. But I feel like I might as well just disprove both of those weird-ass fucking allegations right there. First of all, how the fuck could it be AI generated? Unless they are AI generated live streams I just don't know about yet, I don't really think I would have been able to accidentally pull off the first AI generated live stream. But of course, to disprove the stage thing, again, the title of the fucking stream was No Man's Sky. I had made the stream initially to play No Man's Sky. I was not planning for Gooberton to suddenly show up and decide to start throwing metaphorical hands towards me and then get fucking obliterated by, like, myself and 3 others. But of course, it starts devolving very quickly where he apparently just starts, you know, having some sort of massive god complex, apparently tries to goad me into, I guess, like, making shit up about Ashfall Dude by apparently stating that Crimson Grey will shout me out on his dying voice acting channel, which, I mean, yeah, sure, I'm sure all 200 subscribers subscribers are definitely going to give me the extra viewership. Jesus fucking Christ, this is a level of stupidity I didn't even think was possible. But of course, after I just kind of stopped taking him seriously, and after I stopped responding to him, he eventually just kind of blocks me, and that's just kind of where it ends. But yeah, that's effectively the main highlights. And for any of the archive channels, and I might as well say a few things to the archive channels right now if they're watching, which I know that they are, if you want the full chat logs, just go ahead and hit me up on Discord or something like that. My name on Discord is the exact same as on YouTube. It's not really that hard to find, and I'll send you pretty much every single screenshot that I could basically get of the entire conversation. Be warned, it's a fucking lot. It is a lot. But of course, another message to the archive channels, just in case they didn't exactly see my community post that I made, which is of course this. Go ahead and archive my shit. I genuinely do not give a damn. Because unlike SRS, I actually have integrity, morals, and the ability to give a fuck when it actually matters. Hell, go ahead and start, like, archiving that stuff onto your channels now for all I care. Like, it's really not gonna be my fucking problem. But now that we are finally done with all of that, we now can finally get into, well, what I originally wanted to actually get into, which is, of course, well, this weird, I guess, like, podcast thing that apparently SRS is trying to do on his Rumble account now. There's a couple of unique videos that I want to go over on his Rumble, but I mainly wanted to start off with the podcast, largely because, well, not only is that the first one chronologically, but it also completely debunks a lot of stuff within the second video, which I'll have to save for, well, once again, a later video, so mainly so that way this video isn't already bogged down enough as it already is. So yeah, effectively it was called like Nexus Mods Fanboys or something like that. I genuinely cannot give a damn what it was actually called, but of course it was uploaded and archived as you need to see this.mp4, and it's silly as hell, so all I can really say here is just prepare your brain cells. We're not going to go through the entire 30 minutes of it because honestly I don't think we have the brain capacity for anything like that. So we're just going to mainly go through some of the highlights of maybe the first 5 or 7 minutes. So let's go.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the DLC Fun Radio Podcast. I'm your host Mike, also known as Shadow Raven. It is Saturday, September 21st at 4:29 p.m. Eastern Standard Time prior to when I recorded this podcast. So today, in this first episode of this podcast, I want to warn everyone of the lies, the deception, and the defaming dishonesty of the Nexus Mods fanboys.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Now, here's the thing that I already know, mainly because I pre-watched this already. He does, in fact, bring up me, Xander Hall, and basically everybody else that was part of the first schism, the first season of this entire situation, if you will. And so that also includes, the Schlumpo and, a few others, as well as, some goobers that I really don't even remember the names of. If any names that I recognize come across, I'll probably try to explain any of my affiliation with them as much as possible, but anyways, I might as well just kind of explain this right now, because apparently it seems like his main war right now is largely just with Nexus Mods for whatever reason. He's uploaded a few videos onto his Rumble channel about Nexus Mods and its weird schisms that it's apparently experienced and whatever else, trying to explain away people literally getting banned for breaking TOS for whatever reason, which is unbelievably fucking stupid, and I cannot believe that we actually have somebody who is this mad at fucking TOS, which I guess we shouldn't really be too surprised of. See his first Fallout Ashwell video that I decided to dunk on. But anyways, I feel like I might as well just mention this. I don't really give a shit about Nexus Mods, if I'm gonna be completely honest. I literally only have, an account there, largely because I think, an artist that I was following decided to create, an Ultra Kill player models thing for, fucking Devil May Cry 5, and that's the only reason why I made an account, just so I could, download that and fuck around with it in Devil May Cry 5. That was literally about it. Beyond that, I really don't even give a shit about Nexus Mods, other than they're, pretty much one of the biggest, mod hosting websites full of probably the most original mods, mind you, that I should probably bring up here.
This is a common thing they've been doing for years to different creators and mod authors who oppose their viewpoints. As it currently stands, I am facing false allegations and defamation of character from some of these Nexus Mods fanboys. The individuals I'm calling out personally are Moment of Sanity, the Schlumpo, Balor Toshi, and even Xander Hall.
Alright, I might as well just explain a lot of these. I pretty much know the Schlumpo very limited. He hasn't really uploaded anything as of recently. Who knows, maybe this will spark his interest again, I'm not entirely sure. But outside of that, I think he's at least relatively chill. I mean, the meme format that he uses for his thumbnails is pretty funny. Xander Hall, I pretty much at least kind of am aware of him. Like, I just kind of find him to be a funny streamer, and that's kind of really about it. And on top of that, too, I also have to thank him for kind of boosting my channel a little bit. I really cannot thank him enough for that. And, of course, you also heard that I was included for whatever reason. Well, I think we actually already know the reason, largely because I genuinely at this point believe that I am the primary reason for his downfall.
There was also an individual who keeps stealing my brand name on YouTube. That is my old brand name, but he goes by the name of the Northern Sage on Discord.
Alright, I feel like I might as well mention this guy, because apparently this guy's name has been brought up a ton by this loser. Like, he's brought him up in, like, a couple of different community posts, which, speaking of which, I forgot to mention that there was one community post where he was apparently trying to LARP as, like, death itself for whatever reason, which is fucking stupid, I know. I just simply have to bring up this entire thing. I know next to nothing about the Northern Sage other than the fact that they may or may not even run, like, the first archive channel that existed, and now the second archive channel if it's still up. But, like, outside of that, I know next to nothing about the guy. The guy has never contacted me. The guy has never really talked to me directly. So, for all intents and purposes, he's just kind of a mystery to me. So, I don't really know that much.
Here's the common thing with these guys. They don't like competition. When there's a new modding website out there, they're gonna do whatever they can to attack it, to make up lies, to make up stories. They fabricate these lies to make the website look bad, which they are trying to do with DLC Fun. And Moment of Sanity has done that.
Holy shit, I might as well just mention this. Like I said before, I don't give a shit about Nexus mods. The only reason why I even looked into DLC Fun in the first place, which, if I figure out how fucking, like, video cards work, I'll probably have it show up in the corner as I mention this. But, like, the only reason why I looked into it in the first place is because a former friend of mine decided to bring it up to me, detailed some of the things that he found, and kind of urged me to look into it myself and to kind of make a video. Again, the only reason why I made a video is because I fucking found it extremely scummy that it was an entire website that was profiting off of stealing mods from Nexus mods and re-uploading them en masse.
But as for these other individuals, anyone who doesn't agree with their far-left viewpoints, they go off and attack them. And they go as far as to making up lies and stories, and they even commit defamation of character, which they are doing to me. Now, just for the record, I don't even know what lolly porn is. I never even heard of it.
Jesus fucking Christ, that was the most unbelievable. Like, come on, step up your acting game, buddy. That didn't even fool me. Like, come on. That literally came across as like a little kid who just got caught looking at the hub and is desperately trying their best to say, I don't know what this Pornhub thing is. Like, it just doesn't sound believable in the fucking slightest.
And just for the record, I'm just gonna put this out there right now. These incompetent buffoons who are making up these lies and these allegations, these false allegations, they are really, really stupid. They don't even know anything about me, and they don't know the kind of real art that I like. And I will let everyone know the kind of art that I really like. I am more into the AI female characters, and also the Panavision videos.
Jesus fucking Christ. We literally did not need to know, nor did, I guarantee you, nor did like the 70 followers that you decided to throw away your 1,000 subscribers and fall monetization for. I don't really think that they give a shit either about the fact that you like to jerk off to AI-generated women. Why would you even admit this? This is just embarrassing.
Oh, but let's not forget, this is coming from a bunch of groomers and a group of groomer apologists. And that is exactly what Moment of Sanity is doing on his Twitter page, or as they call it now, X. Because he has followings, and he is also following 15 and 16-year-olds. Meanwhile, he is sharing all of this pro-left LGBTQ stuff.
Again, I feel like I should just mention that this is literally his only evidence of me supposedly being a, quote, groomer, is because I have a following of minors, and I am pro-LGBT. You know that the word groomer has been watered down so much by idiots like this that official dictionaries have had to add in a brand new definition for it that is labeled as derogatory. That's really all I have to say about this.
And all this transgender stuff, which he has no business sharing with these minors. And they are also doing the same thing in the Fallout Asphalt server, which is a project for Fallout New Vegas. It's a big mod project. They have minors into that server who are using pronouns into their bios if you look into their profiles.
If I still had the video right now, I would definitely play the clip of fucking pronouns right now, because Jesus fucking Christ, there's no way a man could actually get this mad at the English language. You know what? For the next segment, I'm going to quickly add in a counter of how many pronouns he uses.
Yes, they really are in there, in that server, when they have no business being in there. And this has always been a thing with the Nexus staff, the moderators, and to an extent, even the members, but especially for the case for these Nexus Mods fanboys, who will do anything and go out on a whim to kiss the asses of these staff and moderators and even these members, even though what they are doing on their website is completely wrong.
I really wonder what the counter's currently up to right now, but yeah, there was a lot of pronouns right there, buddy. Are you sure you're not going woke?
And I can even say for the most part, their judgment stinks, and these guys are a lot like vampires in sunlight, because when you shed all of the corruption in the sunlight, they really hate it. They are very sensitive to it, and they don't take a liking to it at all.
I will take projection for 500. After all, you apparently are so vehement in taking down videos that you quite literally have stated that you want people to share around, mind you, that you're striking down archive channels and apparently also planning on potentially even striking down myself and Xanderhall for whatever reason, which I find to be extremely silly. Like, there's no way that you aren't someone who is just, like, piss scared for whatever reason. Like, why are you so terrified of me and the archive channels? Why are you so scared of people archiving your stuff and showing it to the world? There has to be another reason why you're this terrified, buddy.
And they will indeed go out and attack you, and I am not the only person they have done this to. They have done this to other mod authors. But yet, these Nexus fanboys, they don't give a shit about that. They only care about their own narcissism and their own narrative. That is the only thing they ever give a shit about.
Do I even really have to say anything about this one other than this is just pure fucking projection? Or can I just move on to the next fucking part of this entire fuck-ass podcast episode and just leave it at that?
I'm even surprised Xanderhall jumped in on making the false allegations and also defaming my name. Yeah. I didn't realize how much of a scumbag this guy is. Yeah, this guy is a real scumbag.
I feel like I should just mention that it was confirmed by one of your boys that, well, wouldn't you believe it, the Sexy Girl Hentai Video 27 did in fact actually exist. If you don't believe me, here was All Out Monty's response to when I brought up that video title. Yep. So, yeah, you're really not getting away from this one, buddy.
And now that I'm bringing all of this up, there is someone I wanted to mention, and that is Destructor, which is a YouTube content creator.
Why in the fuck are you bringing up Destructor? He literally couldn't give a shit less about this entire situation. Why are you bringing him into this one? You know what, fuck it, let's hear him out. Let's see what in the hell he has a problem with when it comes to fucking Destructor. You know, the guy who literally documents predators.
I find it very ironic. He is making videos. He's always making videos about certain creators who are pedophiles, yet he goes out on a whim to defend these groomers and these groomer apologists. And after a discussion I had with him on Discord about how I confronted Xanderhall and Moment of Sanity, even Senru, I lost a lot of trust in the guy, and I had to eventually unfriend him from Discord. I just lost all of my trust, and I have good reasons to. Because I believe this guy is a double agent.
Oh my fucking god. You know what, out of all the people that you've decided to call a double agent over like the past like month or so, I feel like Destructor is actually probably one of the biggest cases for that, because like even before I was comfortable enough even calling you a fucking lolcow, he was calling you a lolcow like towards like the beginning of this entire schism to begin with. And I'm pretty sure the only reason why you thought that Destructor was on your side is probably because he was a lot more polite with you than I really ever planned on being, which I guess is definitely kind of somewhat of a misstep on my part, but at this point we're already too far along for me to really give a shit. But yeah, it seems like being nice to Shadow Raven seems to be one of the two ways for you to actually be able to get on his good side. The other way is, of course, by at least pretending to be anti-gay and anti-trans and flinging around slurs as if they're bullets in a fucking shooting range. If you want more evidence on that, Look at these 2 videos at these specific timestamps for more information. And I just feel like I should mention, of fucking course he's not gonna have any problems with someone like myself, or Xanderhall or anything along those lines, maybe other than, like, maybe some schisms that Xanderhall got into, but that's neither here nor there. But, like, of course Destructor isn't gonna give a shit about what I'm doing, because, again, what I'm doing isn't fucking grooming, it's not bad, he's not anti-gay as far as I'm aware of, he just doesn't give a shit. He cares about actual problems, unlike you.
Oh, but he's not saying anything about what these guys are doing now, but yet he wants to correct how I was confronting them. I find that very ironic, but I also find it pathetic. Oh, but of course, Destructor is not gonna say anything now. He's never gonna say anything, because he's just as big of a scumbag as these guys are.
Jesus Christ, what a fucking loser. I think we're just gonna end it off right here, because at least from what I've heard from Destructor, he apparently goes on this weird rant about him for like the next 3 or so minutes. It's unbelievably sad, but we're just gonna end it off right there. How long is the video already? It's probably already long enough. Yeah, exactly. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like. That's very well appreciated. Leave a comment down below what you thought about the video, what you want me to talk about next. And also subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want to see more content such as this. Also go ahead and follow me on Twitter, join the Discord server, and also I have channel memberships if you feel like throwing me $5. But yeah, anyways guys, this has been Sandy, and have yourselves a nice day.